James, what do you think we're shooting today?
I don't know.
You don't know? Who knows with Mom, right? Mom could be doing anything, huh?
It's usually how it is.
Can you give me 2 guesses of what we're doing today for the YouTube video?
Yeah, I got nothing.
You got nothing. Okay, why don't you get unbuckled, bud? Okay, come here. I'll tell you something important. Okay, you know how Mom works a lot? You know, Mom works really hard. And I told you that when Mom saved up enough money, she was gonna buy us a house. Welcome to your new house. Ooh. Get it! Look at the new house! You like it? You wanna go check it out? Yeah? Okay, come on. I'm so excited. Are you excited? This is our new house.
It's so big.
Yeah. You ready?
This is a big door.
It's a very big door. You ready to see it?
Yeah. Whoa! This is huge.
It is huge. Look at our big kitchen. You want to go see your room?
Yeah! Ooh, I can't wait.
Let's go upstairs. Why don't you go right in there? Go check it out.
Whoa!
Mom's getting your bedroom on. You like that bed?
I love it.
You love it?
It's a little house.
It is, yeah. Welcome to your new
Wow.
playroom.
Swing.
Yeah. So come tell me, what do you think about the house?
I love
Do you love it? So we'll be in here in a couple, living here in a couple weeks. Look out here. Look at all the woods.
Whoa!
Look out here. Out there,
Yeah?
all those woods. We can go out there and go exploring. This is a ginormous life change for me and my son.
I love you so much, Mommy.
I love you too.
It's huge.
Surprise! I surprised you.
There was one thing that I wanted my son to see and get from this experience. I wanted him to know that if you work really hard for something and you're passionate about something and you really want something and you stay dedicated to that and fight for that every day, anything is possible. I wanted my son to know that Mom's hard work paid off, and this was the end result of that. He's super excited. He's been asking me every day for the last year, Mom, when are we gonna buy a house? Mom, when are we gonna have a yard? Mom, when are we, gonna get a dog? And so for this to finally happen for him, he's just pure excited. I said, James, did you know what Mommy? He goes, no, I had no clue. He said, I thought you were taking me to Grandma with the cows. So my mom, I grew up on a cattle farm. It's one of James's favorite places in the world. The drive kind of looks similar. And so he thought we were going to Grandma. We call her Grandma with the cows. I think for me, one of the proudest moments and one of the most exciting moments is on our car ride back from revealing this to him. He goes, "Mom, you know what the house reminds me of?" I said, "What?" He goes, "Reminds me of Grandma with the cows." And that made me so happy because so much of what I wanted for my house stems from where I grew up. I grew up on a ton of acreage with streams and room to run and cows to ride. And, you know, I was a tomboy. I grew up catching frogs and all this. And I wanted that. I missed the space. I missed the woods. I missed the trees. I missed looking out my window and seeing deer. And so for my son to recognize this place like what I wanted it to be is remarkable. It was funny because I was talking to my son about it last night, and he was telling me all the ways he was gonna decorate his room and the first thing he wanted to go do outside out in the woods, and like he was telling me about the fort he wanted to build. He's dreaming with me, right? And he's picturing this future that I saw for myself with him, which is crazy to think about that now he's doing it, right? I have this amazing community, TBM family, and if you're part of that group, then you know exactly why I'm here. But if you're new to the Budget Mom, it's really, really important that you realize my story does not start here. My story started back in 2011. My home buying journey started after I got divorced. For some reason in my mind, having a place to call my own for me and my son was almost like, for me, it was like finding myself again. So I run a debt-free company, and we pay for everything with the business with cash. That includes product runs, and we have all these ambitious saving goals. So I would contribute to our savings goals, take care of the business, and then I would have extra income. And I'll never forget the day my accountant, I met him for a meeting, and I had all this money in my business checking account, and he said, "You can't do that. Like, you can't just leave this money here. You need to figure out what to do with it." At that exact moment, I decided to create a dream account. And I knew one day in my future, I was gonna use that money for the life I envisioned with my son. After we revealed my house video, one of the #1 questions was, "Great, that's great that you did this, but is this a reality for a normal person? For someone who's working the 8 to 5 and making minimum wage, or, you know, making $40,000 a year?" My #1 answer to that is, stop leaving the big dreams to the millionaires. I used to think, I'm just a single mom. Who am I to sit here and say I can pay off my student loans? Who am I to sit here and dream and think that I could ever reach paying for my dream home with cash? What led to my success wasn't the huge savings contributions or the couple of moments when I put in that really hard extra effort. No, it was the small action steps, the small steps that I took every single day on a consistent basis. It was day in and day out of staying dedicated to my budget, of really pushing and challenging myself every day to save in every area of my life, not just personal, but my business as well. It was being able to find hope in that journey, when, especially if you're working with such a ginormous goal such as this. My goal was, okay, this week I'm gonna save $200. This month I'm gonna save $500. This month I'm gonna save $1,000. I broke it down into baby steps, and each time I hit one of my savings goal, I felt that much more motivated. I discovered that much more hope. There were so many times on this journey where I almost just said, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna finance. Because I became impatient. I wanted this so badly. But my why, my reason for doing this was so much more important than me having that instant gratification of having what I want now. Buying my dream home with cash is part of a bigger picture. It was one of my goals on my financial journey, and this is not the end of my financial journey. This is kind of more the middle, but because I have no mortgage, it opens up the opportunity for me to focus on retirement. So it's a bigger picture than just this. It's so crazy because I wanted to build my dream home, and the reason I wanted that is because I said from day one, I don't want a fixer-upper. I don't want to play the real estate game of buying a fixer-upper, using the equity to buy a bigger house, fixing that up and using the equity to buy a bigger house. I didn't want to do that. So I put offer on land just down the street from where I bought this house, which is kind of strange. But when I put in the offer for raw land and I started working through that process and doing research, I quickly realized that building was not for me. And the reason I say that is because when you're building with raw land, there are so many unknowns. You know, a well witcher can tell you, hey, I can find water here, but they don't know how far you have to dig. And there's no guarantee that you're gonna find water. I got estimates on what it was gonna take to build there, and the prices were crazy, and it scared the crap out of me. And I quickly realized it just wasn't my journey. And literally, I retracted my offer on the land. We had contingencies in place for feasibility studies, and so I was able to retract my offer, and my real estate agent reached me the next day and he said, hey, this house just came on the market. It's brand new. I think it's what you're going to love. And sure enough, I walked in and Ryan, my assistant, was with me. The moment I opened the door, I instantly knew my heart was here. It was at this place. The great thing is when you buy a house with cash, it gets really easy. So closing costs, they're pretty much non-existent because you're not financing. As far as inspections and all of that, we did well tests. We did have a small inspection on the home for the infrastructure, but it's a brand new home. So signing papers, for most of the time when you finance a house, you're sitting and signing papers for hours. It took me 10 minutes.
Well, congratulations. That's it. You're done. You just bought yourself a house.
It's 6,500 square feet. It's 4 bathrooms, 4 bedrooms. I just want to really thank my TBM family and all of my supporters for just every day showing up for me and showering me with love and support. To receive messages like that from my readers really did make this moment in my life really, really special, and that much more special. So thank you to all of my readers who reached out yesterday and sent me a message. I were trying to respond personally to every single one, but it was really hard. But if I didn't respond, just know I did see it, and just thank you so much.